I am Michelangelo. Nice to finally meet everyone I know, some of the faces here, and have the pleasure to work with some of you. I'm currently in Accra, Ghana. I'm a model. I own a brand called Enjoyment People, so you guys check it out. And I host events. I've worked with a couple brands here in Ghana, from Jameson to Beefeater. Now I run like a small community of young creative people in the field of music. So I've worked with Haven a couple times. I've worked with some really talented DJs in Accra. And when I'm not modeling, I host these events with all these like different artists to create an experience for young people. So yeah, that's me.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Michelangelo. He does a lot. He's like a powerhouse.
My name is Bernice. I guess I'm the newest member here. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me. I live in New York City. I'm from Malaysia. I'm working full-time here in healthcare. I'm doing just part-time and freelancing, modeling. We just came back from the Caribbean.
Okay, stop. In Texas right now, and we're burning up. Live vicariously through Bernice right now. Thank you, Bernice.
Hello.
Hi.
So I'm Kay. I'm in London. We have no summer. I'm festivaling it up this summer, so I'm doing 3 weeks now of festivals in the rain.
No way. Well, you were just in India. Kay was just in India. What were you actually doing there?
Yeah. It was a charity cycle ride for raising money to keep children in education. So we were there for 2 weeks doing like the north of India and cycling up towards the Himalayas.
Oh, wow. Okay. Just casually cycling up the Himalayas.
Just casually cycling the Himalayas. It was intense. The total raise was 700,000.
Oh my God. Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, a lot.
That is absolutely... Yeah. So Kay used to have a completely shaved head, like super cool rock star, and now I didn't think that you could look any cooler, but you just like have this thing going on with the jumpsuit. So you guys, this is a whole new person right here with the same like spirit. I can feel your same spirit. Like that's so wild how people have the same spirit and they look totally different, but yeah, very cool. Thank you, Kay. So let's move to our creators. So now we have Fifi. Is Fifi on? Look at that smile.
Yeah, I go to Accra, so yeah, it's good to see everyone. I think I've already connected with some of the guys. I've met Angelo, I've met Haven, I've met Gideon. I'm a photographer. I started photography about 3 years ago. And I've been able to work on some amazing projects. I met Adrinos through Echo. Yeah, two amazing people. It's been a pleasure knowing you and having to work with you and the team. You can follow me on Instagram. I think I already follow some of the guys on here. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. I don't really post a lot on Instagram, but yeah, if you want to see more of my works, you can see them on my website as well. And yeah, it's good to see you. I'm glad to be on this team, and yeah, it's one amazing team, and I believe that like there's more opportunities coming up for all of us. So yeah. I'm really excited, and it's good to have everyone on board.
Thank you. I'm so glad you made it.
Yeah, I'm glad I made it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Too.
So glad you get to meet everybody.
Thank you too.
Please introduce yourself to us.
I was born and lived in Egypt for beginning of my life. Then I moved to Dubai. In Egypt, basically, this is where I studied fine arts also. I believe someone was painting. You as well, you're a painter. So yes. I studied painting in Egypt, painting and sculpture, and then I moved into photography. Went to Dubai, transitioned into moving in advertising, and from advertising, this is where I honed my skill as a photographer, filmmaker, and then I transitioned in Dubai to be a full-time photographer, filmmaker. And this is, and my success in Dubai basically is what brought me here to become a full-time photographer and filmmaker. And I just want to say, when I lived in Dubai, the heat was much hotter than what you guys are complaining with. I literally had shoots in the desert at 125 degrees or 52 degrees Celsius for people from Europe. So I was literally outside shooting with a camera in a desert like that.
My God. Wow.
So the heat wave is nothing but just a bit of a hot whiff for me. So
it's tropical.
And here in New York, I'm also teaching cinematography in New York Film Academy. And I've been freelancing since. I'm working with so many entities. Of course, meeting you was the latest amazing thing that we had. Mm-hmm. So we'll do more work together.
Yes, absolutely. And I love how everyone is being super, super modest about the work that they've done and then they've been involved with. Sharif is one to watch. You guys just go look at his Instagram. Everybody who's been speaking, everybody just go look at the Instagrams because there's so much to all of you. So in the last post that we did from the house and from Novel Models, everybody's handles are in that post. The one with all the flashing images. If you scroll down into the book that I wrote, I can't help it. I don't know why I write so much all the time. But everybody's handles are at the bottom there. So if you go look at that, you can click, and see all the cool stuff everybody's doing. Okay, let's go back to Jose. Is your sound okay?
Calling from London. Essex. But in the United Kingdom. Yes, it's been a crazy summer, like one of the young models said. Not quite warm, not quite cold, so we're just in coats and boots and can't decide which way to go. Anyway, we make the most of it, right? I think for me, it's quite exciting, a lot of young people here now, because I think we're very much aware of what's happening in the world. And for me, as an eco-sustainable fashion designer, being an advocate for sustainability has become a big thing in my work. So it's not just about me producing garments and dressing people anymore. It's beyond that. It's making sure that everyone understands about our impact on the environment and sharing what I do. I started the As-We campaign, which is open to everyone. I started in 2013, 2014, after the Rana Plaza incident. More than 1,000 people died in Bangladesh. The Rana Plaza factory collapsed, and so many lives were lost because of our clothing. You know, we want it cheap, we want it now, we want it, constantly, and we don't realize the lives that are affected by our needs and our wants. So understanding what goes into the making of our t-shirt that we wear one summer and throw away is important for everyone. And so the choices we make really matter. And that's why I do what I do. So I went beyond being in my studio and creating and being a voice through my work. So every collection tells a story. And in fact, when I met Adrenis in 2015, I had a collection out which was called Spontaneous, but really the story behind it was all about the As-We campaign. I think you remember the models you had come work with us on that, collaborated with us at that showcase in London Fashion Week. We're all wearing things with, obviously I use tree bark, but because for me it's the most sustainable cloth ever, and so all my work is centered around it. And I use it to speak volumes about the need for change. So that's how I met Adrenis, and we haven't stopped this conversation since. So since then I've had countless exhibitions around the world, but the message is always the same. While you like the spectacle, the idea is then see what it really means. What I'm saying to you is change, make those choices. And it's not just about the triple bottom line for me, it's the people, the planet, and profit is not our priority. is the people and the planet for me, the two. That's, one of the things that I would push for. And so I quite identified with what Patrick was saying, because the collaborations now that we need are all about making sure that the message is growing. So that's why now, when he says the swapping and things like that, it's important here. There's so many young people, models who are starting out filming and photography. Very exciting. But what are they capturing? What are you getting in your stories? These are the things that excite me. Yeah. So I'm quite welcome to anyone who wants to use some of my clothing that's quite dramatic or has these strong messages to kind of get that story out there and share these things that we're trying to do for London Fashion Week in September. Without having to produce a new collection, I want to dive deep back into my collections and get something created in there. So I'm quite open to ideas of what could we do to collaborate with something where we have people from different continents coming together and making one strong move and one strong statement. I think together we have a stronger voice than working as individuals. And that's where I come into this whole thing. But there you go. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jose. That is so true. Like what you said, thank you so much for you really just put it all in a nutshell, what it is that we're actually doing, coming together from all different continents. A lot of times people think collaborating is just free work. You get together and you collaborate and nobody gets paid. That does happen in collaborations, but a lot of times in the big, when you're doing commercial collaborations, we're building into that right now. So I love that you're thinking that scale Fashion Week and how to make a collection around that, because that's so exciting. That's literally one of the most exciting things that I've heard. It's been a while since London days. Okay, so I know it's getting a little bit late, and I definitely want to get Yana, because Yana and Virginia, I think you guys are at the latest time zone.
I'm Jana. I'm a fashion designer, art director, yoga teacher, and teacher. My brand called Empari. I'm based in Berlin, Germany. And I created an art school in Ghana this year, where I'm doing months a year actually now. My sustainability and to be social and create a community and teach creative identity and so sustainability and fashion, how to reuse waste. That's my brand is about, to reuse plastic waste. Actually, all my fabrics are made out of recycled PET, and I create my own prints. I do a lot to support art communities here in Berlin already, and now also in Ghana. Yes.
Amazing. I didn't realize you started an art school. That's really amazing. Yeah. That is exciting to hear about, and I would love to see some more from that if you could send me some links and things. So actually, Yana just had a fashion show for Berlin Fashion Week, and she had some really incredible pictures. She posted a bunch of it on her Instagram. Is it already on your website, the show and everything?
Yes, it's on the shop already. It's already on the product, but I mainly post the show on Instagram.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we've collaborated once before with Yana, with Michelangelo and Echo and Fifi. We all got together and did a shoot together with some of her really cool prints.
I'm so grateful to be part of it. Yeah, that's really amazing.
Yeah, it came out so beautifully. It was so beautiful. We can't wait to work with you again. We tried to get to Berlin for Berlin Fashion Week with the visa situation. That's a whole other story, y'all. We'll have another conversation about that.
We'll do it again.
Next time it will work. Yes, we will. Virginia.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
First of all, thanks so much for having me. I'm very happy to see you. Even on the camera. I'm from Italy. I'm from Rome, but I live in Barcelona. I'm really happy to hear about your story and your work, and you are very inspiring to me, because I work as a fashion stylist, but also I'm focused now on creative direction to connect people, especially focus on sustainability, because I feel very much. And so nice to meet you here. And see you soon and to collaborate soon with you. I'd like to collaborate with E and Michelangelo in Berlin and also Jana. I'm staying here in Barcelona from September on. I'd like to do something new and special projects.
Thank you. That sounds exciting.
Thanks.
Thank you, Virginia. And Virginia, okay, just really quickly, when we were working together, when Angela was in Paris and we were putting together this thing, that's how I actually met her. She described Angela's style as being very elegant. And I remember that stuck out in his mind, and he mentioned it a couple of times. And then I went and looked at all of your work, and I'm like, you know what? That is like your theme throughout your whole work of what you do. It's so elegant. There's like this really fine elegance, and all your style, it's so soft, and it's like you can't really touch it, and you feel like if you touch it, it'll break. It's just so like beautiful in that way. That's how I see it through my eyes, and so I'm excited to work with you. And with Jana, that will be really cool. And with Fifi, you were saying you wanted to work with him and Angelo, so that will be exciting.
Hi everyone, my name is Kwesi Bediako, and I make merchandise and I design. I make sneakers, hoodies, joggers, college streetwear. I call it the black collar. Talk about that later, but that's basically what I do. And every single thing is manufactured by Ghanaians to empower Ghanaians, just put Ghanaians on the global map. I'm asking you, Miss Adrenas, for the introduction, okay?
Yes. Kwesi, when I met him through Michelangelo, the introduction that I got, he was very focused at one point when you guys met because of the shoes that you were wearing. And then he found out that those were your shoes that you had made. And so that was like, it left an impression. He sent your details to me, and now here we are. What I would really like for you to communicate to us is what really attracted me to your brand, what your brand is actually about, what holds your brand foreign together.
The name of my brand, well, I like to call it an organization. It's called Foreign. That's basically the name. The name is Foreign. And you might want to find out why a black guy is coming up with an organization called Foreign. And so the whole concept is basically saying that we are metaphorically representing our function as, black people to the international market. And so we're basically taking ourselves out the box of the local markets. Right, and what does that mean? It means that we want to be able to invent, we want to be able to make the things that we want to represent for the global market. And so the level 1 presentation of what I'm coming off with is the fashion part, right? Where we make our own sneakers in Ghana, we make our own merchandise in Ghana. Every single thing is handmade by Ghanaians, right? And so, for me, it was an opportunity to train Ghanaians who are literally not used to this field or this aspect of things, right? Into making them, and then just by seeing how it transformed them as people and their innate selves, kind of gave me the go ahead or the get-go to keep doing what I'm doing. And so that's basically what Foreign is about. Just re-identifying black people by function in the global market. And so I met Adrenas through Michelangelo at a video shoot, and she said, fast forward, we had a great conversation. We got in touch with who we really are as people, and he was going to get me connected to his super agent. I'm a designer. I don't like to put myself at the forefront as the CEO. I'm not used to titles, but team I work with. It's a two-way street, and so we started off, and the other street of what we're trying to do is health. So it's basically saying that we want to look beautiful inside out. So fat outside, health on the inside. And then we're starting with the fashion. Health will come up later. And so that's my business partner, right? He's in Canada doing all that. We're starting off with our current demographic, and we'll evolve into the African markets, then every other part in the world. So
that's exactly what I wanted you to explain, because it's interesting how the world is shifting, and a lot of the commercial production companies and magazines and designers are looking at Africa. So I thought it was really interesting that you are starting there as your base, like your home country, like your hometown, like you're actually like engaging locals to build like a global brand. I thought that was really incredible. So thank you so much for sharing that.
It's so nice to see everyone's like faces. I see you guys all on social media, so it's super cool to put a face to another screen. I'm in LA. I work in production over here, and that's really it.
Thank you. Awesome, Gianna. Okay, so, I lost my notes. Hold on. Haven.
Hi, my name is Haven. I'm half Ghanaian, half Nigerian, and aside from modeling, I make music from time to time. And yeah.
From time to time, y'all, her music is insane. She's being so modest right now. Her music is incredible. If y'all have her social media handle, go look at that, and then you're gonna be like, seriously?
Thank you.
Thanks, Haven. Okay, so let's go with Eve.
Hi, I'm Eve. I'm from Texas, San Antonio. I like to paint, drawing, volleyball. I do play the piano as well. It's just like a side thing. I'm not very good at it, but I'm trying. I'm learning.
Awesome.
My name is Mishka Strongbow. I usually go by Mish. I'm a model. I'm based in Accra, Ghana. I do play basketball. I'm a YouTuber as well. Yeah, my YouTube is basically about just content creation of how my life is going.
Send me the YouTube so I can send it to everybody. We can all see like how your life is going. I'm excited to see that. I can't believe I haven't seen that yet. Been holding out.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
So nice to see everybody. I am at the beach. I live at the beach outside New York City. Got out of the water a little while ago. No, sorry about Texas right now. Happy to be here, and I am a entrepreneur and artist, and I host yoga and surf retreats, and I'm just happy to be here. It's so nice to see everybody in person, and I have a business on the water, so I'm on the water a lot in the summer. I'm teaching paddleboarding and doing eco tours and things like this, and yeah, so it's great to be here, and thanks for having me.
We were actually looking to plan a retreat, like a novel models retreat together with Jennifer, because she has like some really cool stuff that she does on her retreats. So that is something that we are working on at some point.
It'll come out. It'll happen.
Yeah, Gianna, we're coming for you in Malibu with this retreat.
Definitely.
Yeah, we only need room for 20 people. Like, that's it. That's not much. I'm only joking, Gianna. All right, so
no, all can come.
We can all come
all over here.
Okay.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Yes, I'm a neighbor. I'm from Angola, Rwanda. I'm a model. Yes, I'm studying more English. Yes, I'm good.
Good. Anibal speaks Portuguese. Like, that's his native language is Portuguese. And he is located in Luanda, Angola, in the south of the African continent. So I'm really excited to work with him. He's so cool. He's always posting like these really cool stories. So if you don't follow Anibal's stories, please do. I'm sure you'll understand and learn more about him, because he does post quite a few stories, which are really cool. And I keep asking him to send them to me so I can repost them on Novel Model Stories. Okay, thank you, Anibal.
Hi, my name is Sydney Parlefleet. I'm from Texas, and throughout the summer, I've been able to vacation in Washington, D.C. I've been able to go to Indiana with my theater group in high school. Throughout the whole summer, I've been running with my cross-country team. So I'm really interested in both theater and cross-country. So that's me.
Awesome. We haven't done our test shoot yet, guys, so you have not seen Sydney yet, but we will soon. You guys will see her very, very, very soon. We've got Richmond.
Hello.
Hi. I know that you have like a history with your mom being a stylist and doing work in that arena, in the creative arena. So he has a really cool story, and we actually have not shared his pictures or his what do you represent statement, but it's really beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to sharing all about you too. So those are our novel models that are still signed on. I think we're missing a few, but we will be able to get introduced to them later at open hours. Okay, so our next creator is the one and only Echo Barnes.
Hi guys, it's just a long weekend, so I'm just trying to rest.
I love it.
My name is Echo. I'm based in Accra, Ghana. I'm a writer and a creative producer. But I think my main focus is really having to work with a lot of young creative back here and also on the West African scene. Yeah. So that's what I would say. Nice to meet everyone.
You already know what I'm going to say. Literally. EKOWBARNES_. That's it, okay? And you'll see everything that he did not tell you.
It's been like almost 6 years.
I know.
I don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was one of the first those, before transitioning into the creative bit,
Yes.
And Junior has been like the forefront of my career and everything. So I think you guys are with the best person ever. So especially the models, I believe it's just about time and having patience with her. She's one of the most amazing person to be with, and I'm not even gonna lie.
I love you.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we have chatted. This man is so busy. He's doing so many projects. I said to myself, you know what? I'm just gonna let it happen. And whenever this man has a free moment, we are gonna reconnect and, catch up with all the stuff that he's been doing. So go to his Instagram and check everything he's been doing out. He is actually an incredible soul. He's one of the first novel models and had a chance to work with almost 10 years ago. It's insane. And now he has his own production company called WB Group.
On Instagram, it's WB Group Reps,
Okay, perfect. So go to that as well. So you guys go check that out and be blown away and follow him. We are working with him in partnership on the things that are appropriate for us to work on, and I'm excited for the future. Okay.
Hi, Vinny.
Say the best for last.
Hi, Vinny. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet everyone, and I'm Gideon from Accra, Ghana. I am a model, and I love contemporary art as well, so you find me in the gallery or museum somewhere, taking photos of my favorite pieces and making curations of them. Or aside that, you will find me at the beach, which is my favorite place, and most of my images in the beach. So that's me.
Well, I can't wait to actually share with everybody the piece of artwork that the artist did of you from a photo shoot that you just had. That's going to be really exciting to share because it blew me away. I saw it and literally my jaw just dropped and I got goosebumps and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to share this with everybody. So it's something really, really, really special with this artist. Gideon, thank you. Andrea just signed in. Andrea from Italy. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Bravo. Tell us who you are, where you are. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Andrea from Italy. I live in Milano. I knew Adrenus in 2015.
Yes, it's been a while. It's been a while.
We met in London and then in New York.
Yes. Tell everybody what you do, what you're doing with the whole chocolate scene.
I changed 1 year ago to not work. I worked for a coffee shop here in Milan, but before I was in a chocolate store here in Milan. It was my first work for 7 years, but I was born because I was born in South Italy. Mm-hmm. And then I moved to Milan when I was 18.
Nice. I saw you when you were 18 at the chocolate store in Milan. And he's also a master chef.
I was 18.
And he's also a master chef. Everybody, I love how everyone is so modest. Everybody is so modest about what they do. He's been on television with the Italian version of Gordon Ramsay. But yeah, he's super talented in that area too, cooking. So, once a creative, you're always a creative. Thank you so much for coming on, Andrea, and introducing yourself to everybody.
It's midnight, so
Yes, I know. So thank you so much. I appreciated everybody for being able to stay on for this long. It went over time, but I just wanted to make sure we got everybody in. We didn't get a chance to get Jamal. I just want to say thank you to everybody, and at some point we will have an open hours where we are able to call in once a week or however often, that there will be a dedicated time for anybody to call in. So it's going to be a dedicated time and day once a week, probably once a month to start, just to see how it goes, where you can log in, ask questions, go through contracts and talk about, agents and agencies that are interested in working with you and projects and things like that. So that's something that we will be able to implement in August, and you guys will get messages when it's available and the time that it's available. Yes, Jose?
I just wanted to ask,
Yes.
Thank you for making this. I suggest something to launch the whole concept of what you're trying to do, the whole idea of this huge collaboration, having people from all corners of the world coming together. To do a collaboration, and I know that most people say money, but sometimes, like I said before, to create that impact that we need to get our voices heard and impact the change that needs to happen, especially with climate action and climate change, is to work together. Yeah. So to do something that kind of moves, I don't know whether we start, wherever we start in the world, you start in Texas, and just do something that kind of then is filmed or photographed, by captured in images and movie, a film, a documentary kind of style thing that you can then share. And it just shows how different creating or doing things that are changing mindsets or making people's lives better, or even just moving themselves along. Doing that inspire other people to do the same. This is the best place, and obviously the honors is a newer journey, you brought us together. So I'm asking you.
Yes, I do think it's a great idea. Absolutely. We're going to do this with Patrick, with the Global Fashion Exchange. He is connected with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which is how we met and how we got the idea to make sure, let's bring this to the forefront and see what we can actually do, like you said, to start walking the walk. I mean, we do it individually, but it would be great to be able to have it on a platform where people can actually see it. And realize, it doesn't mean we have to all go to a trip to New York or go to LA. Like, we can do this right where we are. Yeah, right where we are. I'm excited to see your pieces get in circulation with a swap. If you would like to do some type of a swap with the boutique, I think it would be really cool. And if we're all able to document our adventure, and then we can put it all together and really start moving in that direction. We have a lot of conversations, and sitting at the UN, you guys, I have to tell you, being at the UN, there in that room, I thought we walked into the wrong room, because that is where mentally, where you see, when you put yourself in a position, I don't even know how to explain it. It just brings tears to my eyes. When you are in positions of opportunity to be able to do something bigger, and you don't think you have that opportunity. So I was put into that position to where it actually expanded my brain to realize how much bigger we could actually do things versus localizing with what we're doing, even with the house. So sometimes putting yourself in situations that you would never imagine, really get that collective juices running. But yeah, I thought we walked into the wrong building. It was such a big, huge, massive hall. I was like, is this the right... I don't think, no, we're meeting down the hall or something. And then I realized this is where we're meeting, it just filled me with so much joy and hope and inspiration that I would like then to now share with you, but we don't have enough time. So we'll have to do it again at a later date when we can sit and talk about everything people who are interested to hear about that meeting. So does anybody have any other questions before we go ahead and say goodbye? I'm actually going to send a list of links of things that we didn't get to talk about so you guys can have it. Thank you for being on for this long, and so excited to work with all of y'all and to do something bigger collaboratively. So we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you, bye. Thank you, bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, guys. Bye.